uniforms this year.
I already saw
Little purple in them.
little purple, black, and white.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be the only team with that.
There's been a few. Purple's an underrated color.
That's why I did it, buddy. I was always on black, red, and white teams, and I was like, or black, or no, navy blue, red, and white, and I was like, every single team is these colors, and I had to get away from it.
I think we're doing the Virginia Tech colors this year.
Like the brown and orange?
Like the brown, orange, and I think they have a little bit of green in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can fuck with that.
Yeah.
Hey, like, get fucking different, right? Like, you don't always have, it doesn't always have to be flashy. Like, think about PFC team, was it 2 years ago, where they did the
simple.
like a UPS, like the UPS kind of colors.
Yeah.
I fucking
what can
loved
brown
it.
do for you? Yeah.
Tell you what, boys, being away from the bidet for a week and eating that many sausages, I tell you what Brown did for me.
There was no bidets in Germany?
Not at my parents' place, no. Even in my room in Amsterdam, no.
When we went to Italy, when I went to Italy, it was all bidets. Like everywhere we went, it's just bidet everywhere. It's pretty. I loved it. It was great.
Mailman, you ever sit on a bidet?
Yeah, in Vegas with a heated seat.
Those are
and heated floor.
Okay.
It was ridiculous. It was unbelievable. First time ever.
Tell you, we've talked about this before, but like the bidet was introduced into the Rowe household due to COVID. COVID had very few good things. One was the resurgence of the QR code. Two was the bidet. It was the amount of toilet paper we don't use anymore. The way my butthole feels after sitting on it, it's a magical thing. And listen, I know I'm a larger gentleman, and it just makes it so much easier.
I saw a funny TikTok yesterday when some guy was talking about having someone shave his butthole. I couldn't stop laughing.
It's like whenever I take off the tarper, I'm just kind of at Worlds, I typically have a Speedo for the pool. People are like, where the fuck is your hair? Do you like get what? I'm like, I have like 4 random nipple hairs and that's it. I'm not a hairy gentleman. My butt is not even hairy.
My chest and back and shoulders about as hairy as it can be, man.
You look like a goddamn gorilla.
Oh, worse.
I like that your hair stayed just to the nipple, though, Jero. The four, they're just. It's just like a. Look at that.
A little right there, just
wow.
a little bit. Very thin, very wispy, like a cat's whiskers.
5 minutes back to the podcast from vacation, and you're already rubbing your nipples. This is great.
It's the off season. Like I think we finally have crossed over into the off season.
Yeah, but
it's been the off season for a while, but
think about it. The Challenge Cup's in what, a month.
Yeah,
it's crazy how fast it's like. It's Christmas in 2 weeks. It's crazy.
I don't even want to talk about that. I still got a bunch of Christmas. I got to do. I give my father-in-law 12 days of Christmas in beers.
Yeah,
got that from our friend down at Burt's Beers last year. We kept the box, and I'm like, I got to come in and I got to buy them. Got to go buy the beers, and tomorrow's the 12th day of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas. So I got to go do that and get that to him, and I got to get my nails done. There's a lot going on tomorrow.
I got all you can eat crab legs tomorrow night on the menu.
Ooh.
Fucking hate you, man.
4 minutes from my house, $50.
That's how is it everywhere? Anytime I talk to you about somewhere in Florida on a Wednesday night, you know of an all you can eat crab leg spot.
Dude, I should weigh 400 pounds easily. I love food. So when I went to the tournament Saturday, I met my buddy for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Oh, I know you're coming for lunch. I got us." We went to an old country buffet. It was a 12.
Stop. Like, listen, OCB is fine.
Listen, I'm telling you, the chicken, the ribs, the catfish. The you like cream corn? It was the best.
I haven't been to an OCB in fuck.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. We stayed there for an hour and 15 minutes.
How the fuck don't you look like me?
I shit a lot.
Join the club, man. That's why I got my bidets are basically fucking fire hoses sticking out of my goddamn toilet bowl.
That was a good 6-7 plate lunch.
Wow, that was lunch.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The last time I really did an all you can eat was Nordic Lodge in Rhode Island.
I never went, dude. I always wanted to go. I had a gift card. I gave it away. Like I never got the chance to make it there.
Yeah, I did that. I did because I went to University of Rhode Island, and
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, yeah, I was at Avery Point, and we always talked about going,
Yep.
and we never went. But God, I would love to go.
It was fucking worth it. And back then it was only like $60-$70.
Yeah.
2 hours, must have ate like 8-10 lobsters. Like it was great. It was.
We used to go to the one in Orlando, the Boston Lobster Feast, when it was in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I think that one's like $60. It was good.
It's not bad.
Uh-huh.
I always get like self-conscious. Like when I used to scout, and I wasn't this big when I was scouting, but in the press box, like Boston, in between the second and third period, they put out cakes. Somebody has like a candy bar. I forget who it is. Maybe that's Boston too. But like, you know, press box is always these snacks, sweet treats, and I'm just like, I always wanted it, but I'm like, I don't want to be the fucking fat guy going up and everyone's like, oh, look at this fat fuck just going to get himself fucking dessert. So I'm very conscious of what I eat in public.
It's like the Santa Claus when he keeps ordering more food.
So that was me this week when we were in Germany. One, I told my mother we weren't drinking as much and all this, and that started a whole nother thing. So I was very reserved on my drinking. But two, they have, so Nuremberg is where I was. They have these Nuremberg sausages. So every like region has their own sausage, and Nuremberg sausage, I think, can't be any longer than basically like a little J row. So like 9 centimeters, can't be any wider than like whatever, 3. And they do these, it's called the Nuremberger. And you get 3 of these sausages on a hard roll. You do it with the cabbage. It's sauerkraut. Yeah. But it's not like the sauerkraut here, where it's just like straight, you know, sour. It was like this. Oh, I must have had 15 of those over the course of the week. Like it was just nonstop.
I love sauerkraut. And cabbage. I think it's the best.
Yeah, Jiro, this is the recurring sandwich for you. I feel like we hear about this one last time.
We probably heard about it the week before. Yeah. Like I look forward to having this fucking Nuremberg.
This is the sandwich that you're looking for. Yeah.
But then also I found this out. They have like a herring sandwich. So it's herring, like pickled onions and pickles on the same bun. Man, I was so fucking happy. Walking around the Christmas market, eating this food, and you know, happier than pig and shit. So, all right, what do we want to do? Want to get going? Let's get going, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bring It. Yeah, we're back. We're back after a nice little week off. I actually thought you guys might go, but I like having the week off. I know we're gonna go 2 weeks here and then have another week, so it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's like a TBD type situation. If there's something to talk about, we'll come on and talk. If there's not, maybe we'll come on and talk.
If there's not, we got softball uncensored, and Evan Hardy's been stirring the pot up pretty fucking good the last week, it looks like. Hey, D-Money, what's happening, baby? What you drinking?
Tonight, I have a Polar raspberry lime.
Ooh, we got those in the fridge.
Yeah, they're very nice. I like Polar. This weekend was a lot of drinking for me. So, yeah, I got to give the liver a little bit of a break here.
Fuck, I could have gone with no drinks tonight. Mailman, what's happening? The shine is nice off the head tonight.
Freshly shaved.
What you drinking?
Just some sweet tea. You got a long day tomorrow.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you got? You got some wine there, Jerry?
Wine. I'm trying to be better. Like now that I'm back from Germany, I'm getting back on the diet, starting to shed the weight again. I was like, you know what? I really would like to just continue drinking my water. Didn't drink yesterday. Not going to drink tomorrow. Beautiful. Like the drinking's gone way down. That softball's over. But I'm like, I don't want to catch the shit that we normally throw, Coco's way when he's drinking water and all that. So I'm like, I'm gonna have a fucking bottle of wine for the podcast.
I mean, he's also drinking juice boxes.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we're in 40-Year-Old Virgin when it's Seth Rogen and oh Jesus Christ, why can't I think of his name? You know how I know you're gay? You macrame your jeans. You know how I know you're gay? You drink juice boxes on a podcast. So anyway, yeah, no, mailman, you're fucking right though. It is crazy that we are. We just basically wrapped up all the tournaments, right? Mixed was what that
first week in November.
Yeah, the November 5th was when it was the last day. Then you had Sober Worlds, which I think wrapped up the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving the next week, and like here we are, and you were just talking about we're not far away from Challenge Cup, which is going to be in what month?
I think was it January 11th? The 11th is the D and the E. Was that the right dates that I
think
saw?
it's the week after. I don't have my
week after. Yeah, I think it's the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the 14th.
I don't know. There,
something like that.
There was a fake flyer going around, I guess.
Jesus Christ, seriously?
Yeah, that's what Pillow put on Facebook. There was a fake flyer going around with fake dates.
Maybe 18th to the 21st, maybe? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds good enough.
That's when it starts.
But it's crazy. Like, and that's the thing. We'll probably do. Well, we're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to do any broadcasting like we used to. So you
never know. Maybe they'll. Maybe it'll be a Christmas present. Maybe they'll. Maybe it'll be a trial run.
Back to bring it.
Allegedly.
So we'll see. So we won't be here. So get yourself the subscription if you want to see your buddies play down in Florida. So it'll be a little different. I think even during the Challenge Cup, we could probably go every other week. Do like a quick hit after, and February is probably when we start back up. I don't know. It's weird territory.
It's usually March because I feel like we usually start back up right around we've never really stopped. Also, this year might be the first year, but the Hall of Fame dinner is usually like that kind of starts.
Oh yeah,
I think the first tournament is usually like 2 weeks after that dinner.
Yeah, which is insane.
March, yeah. It's like in the beginning into middle of March. I think they try and do a tournament.
I think JB usually runs that big one, right?
Yeah, the winter wake up.
The winter wake up. It's right at it's like the last weekend in March, which is cold, very very cold.
I thought about going this past year, and I was just like, I think it was fucking raining. Shocking this past year, everything was rain, but it was also like 45 degrees, and I just. No. JB asked me one day, he's like, hey, you got to come down for the senior firecracker. This was a Labor Day weekend. And I'm just like, I'll ask the wife, but I don't think that's happening. Being able to broadcast from here was always nice, where we could just steal people's feeds, phone feeds.
Yeah,
let me clarify that. Taking people when they put their phone on the fence at tournaments we're allowed to that aren't being broadcast anywhere else. Just doing that made it easy. Because that drive to the Plex, it's just long.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's even long for you when you were in playing field.
40 minutes.
It's a long 40 minutes.
Bro, you guys are driving hours. I don't know how you guys used to do that shit.
It's the drive home that's the worst.
Always.
I feel.
Yeah,
it's like 3. I think I'm like 3 or 3.5 hours, which is tough.
I think the drive there. Yeah, the drive there is easier. I was like, the drive home's not bad, but like if you're playing late into the night and then driving home at 11, 12, that's not ideal.
So I got to do a little research here.
Wow. Oh, okay, look at that. You sure you don't want to use that fucking razor on your back one time?
I usually do. It's just what's the point anymore?
So the winter wake up is the 23rd. I believe
of March. Wow, this year.
Yeah, from what I got.
Well, we'll probably start seeing the schedules in what?
Anytime now.
Six weeks.
I would say anytime now.
Yeah, I got information on C and Open.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
We've been saying allegedly for 3 years now. We can still say it. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't.
all right. So allegedly,
sure, but there's. I can say that there's 8 Open tournaments right now.
holy shit, really?
Yep.
Between Mass and Connecticut. And Rhode
Between
Island?
New England.
Oh, okay. What about Beast of the East? Do you allegedly know if that's being split up again this year?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
But I don't. I just have the dates and the state that it's in right now. But I would guess that the Beast is going to be July 6th, and yes, it is split.
Yeah, so that'll be split up again. I get it, just with the amount of teams.
It for the Open, I think it kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know, it makes it feel like it's just an NIT at that point, or a 5-game guarantee NIT or whatever. Like it's yeah.
I liked it better because it did feel it felt like where you had all of these teams in the area coming up here. You had it just felt a little different, but you're right. Like where it got split up last year.
It's an event, right? It's the big event in New Hampshire. That's what it always was when I was, coming up. But I get it. Like over the years, we've lost leagues. We've lost a lot of fields.
So
I mean, it's just and then like a bunch of like people got upset having to travel. Like I was on teams that had to play in Manchester and then drive an hour to the seacoast and play the next day, or you know what I mean, like Sunday at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. And then it's like you're bouncing back and forth sometimes. It did suck when it was big like that and you had so much travel. But recently, I feel like the last few years were pretty fun.
Well, and that's it. Like
they've
contained everybody to certain areas, so
yeah, and it's not like it's getting over super late.
No.
At least the Open side,
Well, and that's where you hear a lot of people bitch about Massachusetts events will be posted. Talk about a little Christmas present from Hickey. December 26th. Triple SA Massachusetts events will be posted. Wow. Hickey really wants nothing. He wants everything done as soon as possible. He's like, I'm going to get these fucking reclasses. I want to worry about not a damn thing. Rhode Island's going to be posted the 27th of December. Wow. This is good.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. So before the new year, before you can get your reclass in, you'll have your a schedule.
Speaking of reclasses, that's got to be talked about with the whole committee. The minute that you can team reclass or the bump list comes out, you should be able to reclass.
We've been saying this.
What's the point of waiting until January 1st? You get screwed out of building your teams, especially locally. You got guys that need to try and reclass and should or shouldn't be able to get reclassed that are out on the limb because they don't know what they're going to be.
Yeah. It's with the bump list coming out, it makes it so much harder for like you said, Mike, teams to build their teams. They don't know how many, like you could be bringing X amount of guys that are, chips, and you're hoping some of them get reclassed or none of them get reclassed. And then your whole team, we've said it before, teams are starting to build before they even head to Worlds for the next year. You know what I mean? Like just having that information come 4 months later, 3 or 4 months later,
it's not right.
Brutal. Yeah.
It's not. It shouldn't be that way. The day the bump list comes out, the day the watch list comes out, reclasses should be open. I know it's just got to be a formula on their website to hit and click. So,
but that's it. And I do get it on the director side too, where knock it all out in 1 month. It is just tough, man, when that month is late. So like if with these tournaments coming out the 26th, the 27th for Mass and Rhode Island respectively, Now you're looking at your tournament schedule. You can start building it out. At least in Massachusetts, you can knock out between those two states, you can knock out a solid 8 events, 6 events, save some spots where you think the beast is, where the cracker's going to be, when JB's going to pretty much run his stuff. How many times have we heard of guys getting left off teams or being told, sorry, you didn't get your reclass. The reclass didn't happen. Now it's February, March. And you're like, fuck. Now you're really scrambling. And now a team you committed to as a straight EDC chip, whatever, B chip, you now have a guy bumped down and your position now is gone, right? Now you're kind of pushed out if you're kind of a fringe guy. Now the opportunity you had with the team where you could have been the chip is now not there. Like, it's kind of a tough little waterfall.
It is. And I think adding on to that, and there's a question in the comments here of what do we think the criteria for being reclassed is. And I think that is like a multi-level answer.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that there's
player, it's player by player. It's area by area.
Yeah, it is player by player and area by area. But do you think that there should be like just flat out like maybe you can put in a petition, say like, okay, no one who's under the age of 40 can go from C back down to D if you were a starter or D elite. Correct. You know what I mean? So then it's okay. So I got injured last year. Well, now is the time where they would start looking at those people like they can put in something. Hey, this guy was injured. Can he go from D to D elite or C to D elite or what? Just anything like that. I mean, anything that's going to be able to start the process a little bit earlier. I mean,
these directors got to be getting hundreds of reclasses.
What did Hicks say last year? 1,500?
Just in the Northeast?
Yeah. It was over 1,000 in the Northeast for sure. But the thing is I think you can go on to your player profile and you can actually access that.
No, it's still set. If you correct, but if you submitted an appeal for last year, it still says submitted.
Oh, gotcha. So
you can't go on there and fill it out, and you can't submit it until January 1st.
Here's the bump criteria that we were so kindly presented with from the National Convention. Here's the team reclasses. We had talked about this. Individual player reclassification, player starter. Here's the thing. Watch your all tournaments. Like, watch who you're giving your all tournaments to. If a guy is trying to get reclassed, don't kill him, because maybe that's the one piece that keeps him at that ladder. And don't.
That's what happened to me last year, getting put on the watch list. I made all tournament in Utah and all tournament at Worlds, and that was it.
So you had that 2, but you said 2. You look at you. You're just fucking look at that humble brag over there.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, Jay was like, if I knew that was going to happen, I wouldn't have done it, and I would agree with him. You know what I mean? At this point and at that level, you have to be smart about it.
Well, and think about even like a fringe player, like a fringe starter on a C team, and you get bumped to B or C. Now this guy's got a all tournament team on you. He's not getting reclassed, even though he probably should.
I think maybe from C to B. I think as you get higher up, that's going to make more of a difference.
I don't care about the starter stuff. It's you could be a starter and be the number 11 hitter on your team and bat fucking 500. You should get reclassed.
Yeah. I mean, that you should at least be in the conversation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I do think that, I mean, we can continue going through here though, but like, it has to be because people are trying to abuse this system, because people are always trying to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just that they're bombarded with what I'm guessing is men's players trying to go from C to D.
Mm-hmm. Or B to C. Yeah, like B. I mean, we've talked about it before. It's not as big of a difference around here, but B to C is a huge difference, especially when you're traveling the country to play softball.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think we have 2-3 teams in the Northeast, and one of them's from all over the United States.
Right.
But it's like Yeah, I don't think our Northeast B program is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I had this conversation recently. I mean, call a spade. Like, I will tell you, if PF and Empire, before it became all that, if they could have teamed up and become one B team,
yeah,
fuck, like that would have been a fucking good B team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could that have happened? Not sure. Whatever. Not trying to get into that tonight. That'll be for another episode, I'm sure. But like, you know, you're right. Like that is one thing you see. Like the B talent, it gets stretched thin. Where the C talent, I don't think that's kind of the case, right? Like once we start getting to the national level, I mean, look at AZ Roofing last year. Think about AUIT, Smoke. You know, Chosen. Like at that C level, we have teams that go down and compete. But when we get to the B level, I think we try to spread it too thin where we don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, people are looking for different things at the B level if they're going to play.
The problem is, I mean, we don't want to get into it tonight, but this guy don't like that guy don't like that guy, this guy don't play with that guy.
Yep.
That's the problem That's the problem in the Northeast.
And when you're shrinking the player pool to 40 people, you're going to hear a lot more of that. That's going to be more of an issue than like just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could play against somebody and hate him, but then be on their team and you could love him. You never know.
That's happened with me.
Yeah, Zach, dude. Zach, I'll bring it up. Zach George, dude. He almost got a ball. Then, like the next year, I played with him, and it's like you love it when you play with him, you hate him when you're not. It's the perfect example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, but you look at it too. Like you talk about that pool, right? I mean, fuck Snides. You're starting league up next week for fuck's sake. You had Flip flying in for a backyard tournament this past weekend near you. It's a little different down south too to get around. Think about Valdosta. So Valdosta from you is what, 2 hours? Think about Lance, 2 hours.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
But you can get Houston to you is not far. You can get up to Myrtle pretty easy. Like
5 hours.
Yeah, like, and that's where all the ball is. Like up here for us, fuck, I'd rather go to Barcelona. It's cheaper for me to probably go to Barcelona than it is to go play in Texas or Vegas.
I'll tell you what, though, just in the couple months I've been here watching these guys play, the talent's way better.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
These D teams would compete with us in C and B.
Yeah, because they're all fucking
but they all play E.
Yeah, they do. They do play E. Yeah.
But they all play E.
Yeah.
And that it makes total sense. They're playing a
play
lot
year
more.
Round. Yeah.
The shitty facilities in Florida would be some of the best facilities in the Northeast.
Absolutely.
It's just
think about it. A shitty dirt facility is probably better than the Plex.
Yeah, it was a stupid charity tournament on Saturday, and they were dragging the field after every game.
I talked about this last year coming back from Worlds or at some point. We went to a high school to hit on like the Wednesday, just a handful of us. And I'm looking at it. This is a fucking high school field. No, not a bad one. It might have been Lakeland or whatever. And the baseball field was better than a lot of the college parks, like ball fields up here. They had a pavilion with like 4 or 5 pitching tunnels, 2 or 3 batting tunnels. And then you had the outdoor batting cages. And I'm just like, they had like a mini infield I'm just like, what the This fucking sucks. Because up here, I don't know, I haven't swung a bat really probably like 3-4 weeks. It took a little time. I was going to do tea work today, but work got busy. You know what I mean? But it's like, you guys just go outside and it's fucking 70 degrees out. Your fucking dick's hanging. You're loving life. Up here, we're all fucking bundled up, and you might be able to swing in some decent weather if you hit it right.
Yeah.
And you're not playing. You're not playing ball outside.
No, absolutely not. There's no.
We got the dome ball though.
That ain't ball.
It's close. It's close to ball that you can get. Like you can take real.
Yeah, but not if you cut the ball. You can't cut that fucking Incredible.
Oh no, we play. We play.
Oh, you guys play with real balls?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We didn't do that in Connecticut. We play with them. Incrediballs.
Oh no.
ASA wood bat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you can cut.
great.
Yeah. Mhm.
No, so you're taking real swings.
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
right field's what? Two,
Slap it
210?
off the
Yeah.
head. It just like
Yeah.
falls, and you're like, oh, easy single.
I mean, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 8-9 years ago. Me and Pick played in every single one. That next year was the best I ever hit, though.
Because you learn how to square. You have to square that.
You have to
incredible
square
up.
that incredible.
You have
You can't cut it. You have to square it. Mhm. I can hit that incredible. I can hit
What
that
is it?
incredible. I can hit that incredible 350 feet if you're hitting it
It's
good.
just squishy. It's just squishy.
Wow.
hmm
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. You're one of those guys that we're talking about. How far you hitting balls? You're hitting a squishy ball 350. Okay. Get the tape measure out.
Google Earth.
Google Earth, buddy.
Google Earth in the dome. Although I was laughing. I saw that your comment on there on Evan's post on Softball Uncensored, and
Yeah.
I Google Earth on field 4 an IE I hit last year.
hmm
The bat may or may not have been under 220 when you could still swing 220s. And I just looked at it. I was like, why the fuck was I trying to go 5-6 with nobody out and two guys on? Ended up in the batting cages. It was a great swing, just not when you have no home runs left. But no, the reclass, I don't know. You look at guys and you're like, how is he not getting a reclass?
It's got to start sooner. And it has to be, and I don't know who does it with Hickey. I don't know who, like, state by state, who does it, but it's got to be with people who know the players. You know what I mean? You can't just, like, you have to see them play. You can't just, because I bet you there's some of these guys that reclass that no one even knows who the hell they are.
Oh,
for sure.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, and sometimes it's one of the directors knows the person,
Right.
and they're explaining the person to the other people,
Yeah.
and whatever that person says that's explaining it, that's
Yeah.
what it's going to be. It's either not going to be a reclass or they are.
I told JB and Paulie, like, the last couple of years, I'll help you. And last year they asked me about a couple guys, and they're like, oh, he shouldn't get I'm like, absolutely he should get reclassed. There's no reason why he shouldn't get reclassed. You
Right.
put him, if he's going from C to D, he's going to go to a D team. He's still going to be the 7th or 8th best player on that D team.
So, all right, let me ask you two this. What are your thoughts? I have mine. When you're looking for somebody to get a reclass, who should get auto denied? I'm talking about the serious reclasses. I'm not talking about fucking whoever trying to get reclassed for the 18th year in a row. When that person gets reclassed, if they're the best player in the next class below them, I don't think they should get reclassed.
Agreed. And you have to see, like, I know it's not supposed to, but word of mouth, you have to see what team they're trying to reclass to go play on.
Well, you have to put that on your reclass form.
Right.
You need
Really?
a team that you're going to go play for. I don't know if that necessarily changes if you're just like, I'm actually going to go play with this team.
Yeah. So, I mean, because the thing is, if this guy reclasses on the 1st and this guy tries to reclass on the 7th, and they spread it out and they're going to the same team, they're essentially getting 5 upper players on their team if they get reclassed, because they're not seeing it in the same day.
Right.
And I was just like, but who the fuck is what? So if I get a reclass,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'm getting reclass from wherever, going down a level, and I say I'm going to play for fucking, the relocated Twat Waffles,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually end up going to play for Beloli Women, whatever, or like TC Pitchers. What's the repercussion?
There isn't.
Right. So, like, I'm just gonna go play for fucking.
Yeah,
but
but
go pick a hat off the wall.
Yeah, but the directors know what's going on.
Yeah, but here's the other thing though, like with the team reclass, if your team reclasses from one year to the next, everybody is put at a specific PRV. If that person leaves, it goes right back to what it was the year before.
It does. I didn't know that.
For a team reclass, it does.
So if you're C and you get a team reclass to D, you leave that team, you go back to C.
Yeah, depending on what your PRV was, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what
I
it
like
changed
that.
to.
I think that's a good way to go, though.
But and team reclasses used to happen a lot more than player reclasses because teams just were all it was the same team. So
same team, yeah.
Year.
Like Max on Main did it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's like everyone's just all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's a touchy subject, man. And I think in the Northeast they do a good job. I think other parts in the country they could give two shits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like come on, you're entrenched in it now. You've been down there for what, 6, 7, 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to start fucking spilling the tea on that fucking South shit? Like, you got to get we brought you onto this podcast. You know, we've accepted you here because we need somebody in the South.
Dude, there's
what's going on.
I mean, I think in Florida there's maybe 3 B teams, if that. Yeah, and I think one of the B teams is trying to team reclass to play C because they played B the last 2 years, and I don't even know if they went to Worlds.
Isn't that the reverse of what they usually do in Florida? Like, they play like 2 tournaments and then go to Worlds and go like 6 and 1.
They've lost a lot of their guys to conference teams.
So that's more of what will happen. So that's why you're not seeing B in Florida.
Even these D teams are losing guys to conference teams down south. For real.
I'm telling you, we played a guy on Loud and Heavy out of Georgia, the first baseman, and I'm looking at him.
What's his name?
I don't know. He was a fucking beauty though. And I'm looking at him. We played him one night and we lost. I wasn't happy. Hit a bomb though. Hit a fucking pimp that. And I javelin my fucking bat into the bucket. I love the buckets because you can throw shit at it. It's great. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, the way this guy's fucking hitting the ball, like, he's hitting it harder than most fucking C guys we're seeing back home.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing D. He's probably a D chip, but
you're on full send, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look up this team's roster, see if I know any of these guys on this roster.
Yeah, their catcher. So Loud and Heavy, their catcher. We're watching them after we beat the team from Texas on night 1. And we're back there, we're watching. I'm sitting there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this catcher's a big motherfucker. Like, makes me look, like Corey. And I look at this fucking guy. I go, Jesus fuck, where the fuck did you play football? He turns around and goes, Maryland. I was like, oh shit. He played for the Packers. So my line where it's usually like, you're so big you could play football, actually didn't work. Like, he was a big bastard.
Yeah, all their guys have only played D&E on that team, unless they have different names.
Well, I mean, that's Mike, with what you're seeing down there in the D division, do you think it is, or is it just the younger guys that are getting into the game?
Yeah,
and those guys, those conference teams are seeing like, okay.
I think just in the couple months I've been here, the guys who I've been playing in some pickup tournaments in league with are just younger than the guys up north. I mean, I think on one of the turns we played, I had like 5 dudes who were 20 years old. There's no 20-year-olds start playing softball in the Northeast. Not that I see of, you know what I mean? Or they're playing, they're playing E maybe, but these guys are playing D and C, and they're good.
Yeah.
They go in the infield, they go in the outfield, they play everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like in Merrimack we might get like maybe a handful of 23 to 24-year-olds.
Yeah.
Each year, but that's really.
And some of these guys have been playing softball for 5 years. They're 20 years old. They've been playing since they're 15, 16 years old.
I mean, fuck. Even when I was living in Connecticut in my 20s, mid to late 20s, like, I didn't even know about this shit. That was
out of my group of friends growing up in high school, I was the only one at 18 years old that started playing softball. My high school friends didn't start playing until like 25, 26.
Jesus Christ!
I was leaving Legion baseball games to go play 2 league games down the park.
It's a whole nother conversation for another podcast. The way that Legion ball has fucking died in this country. It's so sad.
Baseball in Connecticut. Plainville, Connecticut is one of the best baseball towns in the state. We don't have a Legion baseball team anymore.
Well, you're just behind. You're just behind one of the towns next, a couple towns over from you. But we won't go there.
Don't say Berlin because that's our biggest rival.
I'm talking about fucking Simsbury's better than
We
fucking
used to
you
kick
guys.
your guys' ass every
Stop
year.
it! It's because I didn't go to fucking high school there. I had to move up to here and play with fucking. My Pee Wee hockey team would have finished in the top 4 of high school hockey up here. It's my Babe Ruth baseball team, Simsbury, would have won the fucking
We used to
D2 title.
We used to kick Simsbury, Avon, Canton. We used to kick their ass every time we played them.
Because Canton sucks. Like, Canton's a nothing town. Like, stop. Like, they have Target. Good for you. Oh, we're getting a little hyper focused here. See, we get the Connecticut. So you and Coco D get like the New Hampshire like inside stuff. Like me and Mailman are gonna
The New Hampshire inside stuff. Yeah, not much going on. We don't have to wear helmets on motorcycles. That's the New Hampshire inside stuff.
Can't buy weed. You can get liquor on the highway, and you don't need a helmet. That's it. There's no income tax. It's the only thing we got in common in Florida. Florida's fucked, man. Your state is like. Florida's just whatever. I'm not even talking about the softball. I'm just talking about in general. It's like,
I love it so far.
I think you're in the part of Florida I would potentially move to, like that northern part of Florida.
Yeah, it's nice.
You got to stay out of the middle. That's where a lot of crazy shit is. But anyway, I think that is big. Like, I mean, think about the Amish, and you do play these young kids. Like, I mean, fuck, I'm what 40. 42. I've only been playing this at the tournament level for a couple of years. Like, I've always said it. I wish I knew about this when I was so much younger.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even at 28. If I had known about it then, I would have wished I was younger. Mm-hmm. Just because you look at these guys, I always think about Vandy, Jared Vanderhoof. And like, I think about the opportunities he's going to get. Because, I think Joel, like he's in a good spot with Joel Chosen. He's young. He's getting a lot of opportunities. He's taking the most with it. He's with Pure. Like, and then he's fucking 22 fucking dumb and just stoned out of his mind all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's happy and wants to go play ball, and he's going to take the advantage of it. You don't see a lot of guys like that in the Northeast.
You don't see a lot of young guys coming out of college and playing, really. Yeah, I mean, numbers are going down, I feel, constantly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest.
What was the question?
I don't know. There was no question. I was just saying, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, there's a few guys who are coming in who are young, but it's like, what do we do is the question. How do we get these 18-year-olds coming, after a Legion game to play softball?
And it's fun.
Their friends
like, it is fun.
Like,
right. Yeah. Right. Like, have you not had fun playing this stupid fucking game that we spend too much money on?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, we have, because like sometimes it just sucks, but like, or you suck, or like whatever it is, but like, it's a fun fucking game. Oh, and this is a thing. So here's somebody in the comments here. I know, a little different. The one pitch tournaments, a lot of the young guys got their start, the one pitch, Joe Braxton out of Georgia. And the mailman was even talking about these Friday night fever or whatever he was calling it. There's a lot of them going on. And D, you used to play a Friday night one pitch up here. That's been long dead.
I mean, it wasn't just a Friday night. It was just a league. Oh. But it was sometimes it was on Fridays. I think what Mailman was talking about is like the night before a tournament. Some of the tournament teams get into a one pitch tournament.
They do it every Friday here. Like six teams, one pitch. They start at like 7:00. They end at like midnight. I think it's like usually you do 2 games in the single limb.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it takes a couple of hours.
Yeah. There's 4 fields, 6 teams. Sometimes there's an upper and a lower. So there'll be 12 teams on 4 fields.
Amanda would like that so much more, I think, sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes.
You usually get 3 home runs, and you get 2 guys that have to pay $10 to hit unlimited homers. 2 or 3 homers and 2 guys that get to swing away every time.
But when you play year round, when you have the ability here, you're not going to have guys playing in a one pitch heading down to the Plex for the firecracker or whatever it is.
They never did it at the Plex. It'd be like Vernon or Manchester or Enfield, It was never at the Plex.
Oh, but I'm talking even like up here. Like if you were
Yeah.
doing it in different parts of the region, I don't know. That just sounds like so much fun. Because I tell you, that one pitch we did in Maine for Lewiston, the Lewiston Memorial, man, that one pitch shit was fun.
Yeah, like I was telling you before,
one pitch is great.
Their one pitch is cool. You get a foul, so it's basically a 2-pitch. You get a foul, then you got to keep it fair.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at that. I've always loved one pitch. It's just fucking
every
game goes so quick.
Every game's a one pitch to me.
Hey, what's this? They didn't talk about this when I was in Germany. I didn't really watch much of the softball news on the German TV station. What's up with this elite bump?
For what?
With U-Trip this year? If your team gets bumped, everybody's elite.
So, I didn't hear that. So if you get bumped from D to C, everyone's C elite.
Yeah, that's what I saw it earlier.
I saw Slaybox just posted that on here too.
Yeah, like
I lost the comment. I don't know.
Or I don't hate it. Like, but here's the thing.
No.
Here's the thing. We got to get rid of that elite tag, though, or not the elite tag. The elite ruling, number.
Yeah,
so that allows those guys not to be able to play E.
But you're only allowed three elite tags per team. Right?
Yeah, so that team can't stay together.
Right.
Essentially.
Unless
that doesn't make any sense.
So if you're
Class D and E only. Okay, so for only Class D and E, you're only allowed 3 elite tags.
Oh, okay. So C can have.
So going from D,
C can have 7 B elite tags on it.
I don't think so.
That can't be.
They can have.
I think we're reading
C elite.
The D.
Oh, so it's only going to be E to D, D elite.
Yes.
They're not going to get bumped from D to C and be C elite. That's my take. Right?
No.
That's what I mean,
C elite. If you go bump from D to C.
We got to get the big man on here.
Yeah, big man back on. Because this is one we got to talk about.
If you get bumped from D to C, that means Joel just said no C elite. So it's been getting bumped from E to D. Those D guys are now D elite,
and they can't play on they can't be a D team if there are only 3.
I guess
elite players on
or
team.
Maybe just on D. You can all be D elite.
Team can have all elite players.
Just in D. I'm guessing it's just in D.
And maybe if I just say this, maybe the answer will come from the comments again. I wonder if that. Yeah, so I wonder it must just be for that team, like that. So that team can't pick up another D elite player if they go from E to D. It's just like it's like a team reclass where that team is like you're tethered to that team,
right?
Essentially.
Well, I don't know. Maybe another D elite guy from another team could just come to their team.
That would be wild, though. Like it would just make.
What's the difference of having a D elite? Say if you're a D elite and J-Ro's a D elite, you're just swapping guys.
Who cares about the amount of the elite tags you can have on a D team or a C team or whatever? Because I love the elite tag in the sense of there are definitely guys I don't want seeing playing below C, playing below D, and dropping down. And if you're the elite, like I love how One Nation does it. It's just, it doesn't matter. Here you are, play at this level. It's more of keeping you at the level you should be at. I love it.
Oh, yeah. So you could have any number of.
So you could have one elite. You could have 14 elites.
Right. I agree.
I love
it because here's now what's going to happen with these teams that get bumped from E to D. Say now they're all D elite. Well, now that team can pick up 3 C guys, and then they can pick up any number of C guys who get dropped down to D elite.
Yeah. Why not?
That have just been playing C for the last 5 years. Like
that's the rule, though, right?
I know, but that just seems like it's going to be broken.
That's That's a hypothetical. How there's maybe one team in a state that's going to be able to pull something like that off.
I don't know.
We're going to be able to get that many C guys that are real.
What if your C program is starting to fall apart?
Where?
I don't know.
And I'm not being an asshole. I'm being like
But think about if you have 6
everywhere you
teams
see.
if you have 6 C teams and falling into 3, it's going to be a huge difference to that D program. You're going to get fucking 33 players looking to pick up on teams. If you got 11 starters, you go from 6 C teams to 3. That's going to be a huge difference in D.
Cool. Then you start building C back up. Then
I agree.
And like that's,
it's going to build. It's just another step to push everybody.
Again, they need to they have to put a rule in the rule book. You can only play E for 3 years.
Love it.
Put it in the rule book.
Yeah,
unless 45 and under. You
but
got
still
3 years and that's it.
Yeah, I still feel like a lot of the guys who are older who play E could definitely play D.
Yeah, but I agree.
Like D and E are very, very similar.
But still, you shouldn't have these fucking teams that have been playing E for 7-8 years.
Sometimes
some of them deserve it.
Sometimes, I mean,
I'm thinking of an E team that's played together for a couple years now, and they have like a half of their wins were 2 protest wins at Worlds.
Right, so they're going on their second or third? No, they're going.
I think
on
it's their
third
fourth
or fourth
year.
Yeah, but maybe
they would be put to D.
Well, maybe you go team by team, but I still think 3 years in E, you got to go.
I don't.
Or there's like a flag that says, okay, we gotta look into this team.
Yeah.
Are they doing? Yeah. I mean, usually the teams that should be bumped get caught.
Yeah.
At that.
But here's the thing: like we talk about growing the game, we talk about making shit happen, and you talk about these young kids down in Florida playing, and you playing Legion into softball. I mean, fucking think about the E team around here, Fat Man. They won nationals. They're bumped to D. They had they probably have 5 18 allegedly to like 21-year-old kids. And then they probably had 6 40 to 63-year-old guys. I think they had like one guy in their 30. Everybody else was either sub 21 or over 45. But maybe 60.
That's how it used to be when I was growing up. When we were playing E, we were in our early 20s. The older guys were in their early to late 30s. Not like that far, the 40s and 60s, but that's how it used to be. It's not that way anymore. You got 35-year-old dudes who've been playing E for 7 years.
And
haven't even tried to go up.
I know. And they won't even play up during the year.
No, they play all E tournaments. They don't even play a D tournament.
And everybody loves when you get your D played with.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be like so you go back to that Mingaville team that walked through nationals, right?
Yeah.
They've been a good team the last couple of years. They have guys, 2 or 3 guys who have played B or above. Do you think that there's a level where you say like this guy can't play E?
If you play,
he's old, he's played several years at B.
If you played B softball, you should never be allowed to play D again.
I know who you're talking about, and I don't. I'm okay with him playing E.
E? Yeah. I guess I haven't seen much out of the E division. It just seems like E and D are pretty.
No, that's a lie.
Similar.
We watched some E teams play at D Worlds this year when we were watching those games on the live stream.
That's true. See, and that goes right into what I was saying. Yeah.
I felt like 2 years ago the E division in the Northeast was decent. I felt like it's kind of gone down the last 2 years. Now maybe that's because
the same fucking teams are still in E. City Sound and Cookie should have been bumped last year. They shouldn't have been in E this year.
Yeah,
that was both bumped.
Yeah.
Now they are. Yeah, they should have been in D last
fucking
year.
City Sound went 3-2 at D Natties.
Yeah, that's.
And then went like 0-2 at Worlds. Go figure. But is that a product of trying to bump teams and getting teams bumped? Yeah, that's the E should be. You should look at E and be like, "Ooh, yikes!" There's a couple good teams, a couple good players on bad teams, and then they move up.
Wouldn't you, did they bump teams mid-season or like regionally anymore or no?
Not since I've been in it.
No.
Smoke. They talked about Smoke 2 years ago.
Yeah,
but they've talked about everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
Smoke was a perfect thing. The last team I think that it happened to was probably South Shore.
Yeah.
In 2016, Chaos was.
They're upper. They're upper. I'm talking like an E or a D team or a C team. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean South Shore was the C team that got bumped to B. I think they ended up finishing like 5th in B Worlds that year too.
Jesus Christ! Seriously, that was a team.
Or they did pretty well. But still, it's like South Shore the year that they got mid-season bumped.
But
yeah, what year was that? Was
16.
16, yeah, because that's when we got double dipped at A Worlds. That's when RDD got double dipped at C Worlds. 16.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a bad year for the fam.
Yeah.
You Connecticut boys. Well, but here's the thing, like thinking about mid-season bumps, we talk about it, right? We've talked about it about teams throughout the last couple of years on the pod. Is there really any team when you really think about it that should have been a mid-season bump? And at the end of the year, you also said they still should have been a mid-season bump. Like, there's definitely teams I can think of right now that we would talk about saying
Smoke would be the only one. Mm-hmm. Smoke is the only one, but they still, I think they came in 7th at Worlds.
Yeah,
seventh at Worlds because they got the bump. And realistically, like they were a really good C team, right? Like they would beat B teams,
but they also lost Jobo.
Right. They did lose. Yeah, they lost Jobo, which was a huge loss for them. But also, like, I was on a C team this year that beat B teams.
Yeah.
Like it's
going to happen.
Again, the B division around here is not great.
Mm-hmm.
The teams that you're going to see, I don't think they're not the
I mean,
teams that
those
are in the
those B guys that are playing B now locally up there are all at the tail end of their career.
Right.
Those guys are in their mid to late 30s. They're not in their early 20s anymore. Like when Verb and those guys were playing, 8 years ago, they're still not. I mean, you become a better hitter the older you get, but they're not the same guys they were 6 to 8 years ago.
Right. Well, I think about National Gold 2 years ago when they were a D team. Mm-hmm. They were very good. They played C teams and C tournaments and opens until God. I feel like June. They didn't play a D tournament until like June. That was a team that people had talked about maybe a midseason bump. Titans is realistically a team that realistically could have looked at as a midseason bump this year.
Yeah, but they were an E team to a D team. They did the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have been, but that's a team that could have been, and you probably could have said a midseason bump, yes, and end of the season you could have said yes, but they didn't need one.
They only played D tournaments. If they played upper tournaments and played well, there'd be that conversation.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they played one C tournament.
Yep.
Or one open, whatever it was, and that was it. Everything else was D.
I like this comment. If you build a team within the rules, you shouldn't. There shouldn't even be. Yeah, you shouldn't even be in the question to get a mid-season bump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was no elite tag back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the big thing that's going on in the conference right now is it's point system. If you're a fucking AA team and you have 9 major guys on your guys that played major the last year, as long as you're under the points, that's the rules. So supposedly they're going back to that. You could be an A team and have 12 guys that played AA the year before. As long as you're under the points and the rules, you're an A team.
Love that.
That's the rules. They have to stick by the rules everywhere. That's been a problem for a while.
Mm-hmm. Why not? Like, why not have it be? I know it's hard. Well, no, it's not harder. You're, in the conference level, it's easier to assign a point value, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's easier to get a true read on all these players. DW, he's at all these events. You get guys watching every event. E&D players, a little different, right?
Yeah.
But I do like this point system of build a team based on points. So if you want to have 4 C guys, they cost you. I mean, you're not going to make the points work, so you can have 4 C guys. But say you have 10 points, 4 C guys cost you whatever, 2 points a piece, 1 point a piece. D guys are half a point. If you want to bring up an E guy, it costs you a quarter point, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of throwing shit out there. Like, why not have it? Make it an advantage to make some things happen like that.
So you could throw like a team of all D players and just use your points on one B player.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean? Like,
you could have a major guy play B. He's your only guy.
you can. Yeah.
He's your only guy. You could have
fucking sweet.
Yeah, that's it. If you get a major guy to play B, he's your only upper player. You could have 2 AA guys and an A guy, I think.
I think So I think it's smart that they don't do that in E to
Right.
C.
Oh yeah.
Agree.
Because you could just take a dirty pitcher in those divisions, and it's going to make a difference in the game.
But then you make a B player, whatever points, and going down to that.
Just outside of the D. Just outside the D. God.
Yeah.
It's I love the D. But no, it is just interesting to see kind of, I don't know. There's different ways to go about it, different ways to look at it. I like this elite tag a lot. I've always been a fan of the elite tag, not necessarily how it's been around here. The restricting on how many elite players you can have on a roster. I like the elite tag being that you can't drop below that level, which is fucking the best way to go.
Yeah, restrictions for a team, I think, that's not what I mean. I get where it's coming from. You're not getting a team, 10 different guys from 3 or 4 different C teams dropping down, all D elite, and they're all going to be playing on the same team.
Right.
Even though that's kind of like, if they're D elite players, regardless of which team they're going to, they should be in D, right? They should be playing D.
Yeah. Are we soft? Like overall, are we just soft? Like, are people just like, it's softball, we need our ego stroked? Like, is that why it's like, so if you have too many guys that get reclassed or with the elite tag or whatever you want to say, and you get these teams that win at most of the tournaments and people are just like, oh, fuck this, I'm not going to the tournament and I don't want to do this. Is that how the game dies off? Because we're all fucking cunts and just bitches and we need to have our ego stroked?
Ego. It's all ego, yeah.
I know. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he didn't say my name. They didn't talk about my team. Well, fucking, like we've always said, be better or be shittier. We'll talk about you if you're really shitty or really good. If you're just in the middle, we're talking shit. But like, that's the thing is like, I don't know. Like, it's all ego. So who gives a fuck? Like, man, that's why the Opens, I wish you'd see more lower teams in the Opens as well. Especially, around here. So why the fuck not? Go play, everybody.
Yeah. Play up.
Mm-hmm.
Always say it, play up. Play in the Opens.
Take a fucking Cialis.
But if there's anything we can get out of this conversation is that reclassifications have to start way sooner than they do.
Way sooner.
And I know it sucks, Hick. I know it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But that it only makes sense for
you don't have to change the deadline, just change the start date. It'll give you fucking 3 months to go through all the reclasses.
Or move the deadline up and take January off. Right?
I also think when the reclassification opens, I think Hickey probably gets a solid 30 to 40% of the reclass players within that first 4 to 6 days. I think that's what he said. Like he said some of the numbers. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Realistically, it should be a week. Like if you you're gonna try to reclass, just make it a week. Get everything in there in a week.
Yeah, but then they're gonna be doing it for 3 months.
Right, but they're gonna get the same amount of people doing it from the beginning of January to the end of January that they are in one. They're going to get less people in that 1 week because some people are going to forget.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's on them. If you want to reclass, you're going to look into it.
There's a guy this year around here that's a C-chip because he played with one team for one tournament that got bumped to C. The coach on the team he was playing with never told him that he was with all year, never told him he was going to, and wherever he was going to go, didn't pay attention to it. Like, nobody paid attention. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, everybody talked about it. He's like, well, I was on Facebook. I'm like, you have friends that are in softball that got reclassed that you drink with. Stop.
The thing is, too, is what they said in the beginning of this year. If you're filling in for teams for tournaments and they get bumped, you have a chance to get bumped with that team.
That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the risk you take.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this right here?
Ooh.
So just the teams that Challenge Cup rules.
So for the people that listen to us still on Spotify,
oh yeah,
we do still have Spotify, iTunes, like wherever you listen to your podcast, we still have people there.
That's hard in the Northeast.
Hold on, mailman. So the question is from Evan Hardy of Softball Uncensored. Fucking, you're Michigan got your 1 seed, or the statement is, they wouldn't have to have an elite tag if they do away with the upper pickups. Just play the class you are classed. Problem solved.
So Challenge Cup rules.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean,
I don't think we could do that in the Northeast.
Do you think?
I don't think we could do that.
Why?
Because the player pool is just not as good. He's just saying.
And the teams. Florida, I don't think there's enough teams. Think about that. You take all the 3 bumps off every D team. That's another C team with another sponsor they have to find. It wouldn't work in the Northeast.
Yeah.
You think it would work?
I don't know if it will work. I'm just trying to think about it. So what we've been working to get kind of CB like the middle ground, right? Of like pushing people up, building up the divisions, making it so it be as like, you know, you do have like a step system, right? Like you said, if you want E to just be a 3-year fucking feeder system of ECHL players going to the AHL before they get to the NHL or whatever, you know, you have to do away with that thought process. Then you have to introduce rec here, because you're still going to have the people that aren't there. I don't know. I like it. I like that. But if you have to have another C team, who gives a fuck? But you're right. Finding another 20, 25K.
It's not, and again, it's not the C team. It's Dustin's the cream of the crop. Pitching is the hardest thing to find. You're going to find a guy to move from a D team to a C team and be a pitcher.
Hold on. I might just have hit my fucking. I might have just hit my fucking. He might have just poked the bear enough.
Pitching is the hardest position in softball to find. You don't have a team if you don't have a good pitcher.
Stop.
That's the God's honest truth.
You got someone who can throw strikes.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't throw strikes, but I mean, a good pitcher as well. I mean, show me. Yeah, what are the teams that didn't have a good pitcher that did well in Worlds this year?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If you can't throw a strike, you're fucked. All right, I'm sorry. I've been rattled a little bit here.
You getting rattled?
I'll rattle your cage, baby.
Well, I mean, I think that the Challenge Cup kind of roster rules. I think it's an interesting concept to do.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
The only thing I love the Challenge Cup. The only thing they have to get rid of is the 3 guys from a team on the team.
Yeah. I don't know. Fucking Challenge Cup's buddy ball. Stop it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You can't fault the guys for having 6 guys on their team that are all friends. Now 3 of them can only go to the Challenge Cup, or 2 of them have to be coaches. They got to get rid of that shit. You want the best players in your class from your state going to represent. Who cares what team they're on during the year?
Oh, I might have to fucking send him the link. I'm getting fired up here. Dustin, you give me like a wink and a nod.
You're the Depends on how long are we going tonight.
We're not going late tonight, but fuck him. Fuck him. I'm fucking half a bottle of wine deep.
All right, here we go.
I'm ready to light this motherfucker up. Stop it. Okay, yeah. Fucking Michigan fan sitting in fucking Atlanta. You goddamn out of your fucking mind. It's because we actually play tournaments throughout the fucking year, and that's all we try to do is we go to Worlds. Like, we're not sitting here playing fucking 4 other federations in our fucking backyard tournaments and then splitting up and playing with a team that we played with for fucking 3 tournaments. We have 600 points, and all of a sudden we went 10-2, and we're fucking 3rd place in Worlds. Fuck this. Fucking Evan, get the fuck in here. Get the fuck in here.
And then reclass back down to D.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, look at that.
But I mean, yeah, that would be Rhode Island sent 3 men's D. Wow.
Yeah, it's ducks. They're all fucking like zoo animals. Ducks, mules.
Is Evan saying Georgia sent 3 D teams?
Yes!
That's insane.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm at 2.
That's insane. If Rhode Island is sending 3.
4. I got 4. Jesus Christ, Georgia only sent 4 D teams.
Yeah, they're all probably didn't go to, or just choose not to go to Worlds, or they're just.
And 2 of them came in the top 3.
That's I'm pulling up the results right now. Oh, look at this! What a shocker! Evan's taking his sweet ass time to get his fucking ass in here. He's been in the comments all fucking pod. Georgia 2nd, Georgia 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, get his ass.
And that second place team is the fucking. They won E-Worlds a year before.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, what the Evan? Fucking cunt fucker Evan Hardy from Softball Uncensored. Cool, welcome back. I'm so glad you're back already.
I'm addicted, man. I'm really addicted. I've talked about how good y'all have this setup. I've been riding y'all's coattails since the past 2 weeks since I was on here.
You think they can go just Challenge Cup rules everywhere?
I believe so, yeah. Just streamline it, man. Make it easy. It's simplified. You don't have to worry about elite tags. Like I said in the comments, I don't know if y'all saw it, but
we saw it.
Back in the day, or I say back in the day, teams used to get dropped to the elite class to prevent them from continuing to drop down. So DW's even been on, documented saying that if you have a team full of elite tag players, is that team really that class? Essentially, it's the class above that they just came from. I mean, you have a team full of C players now playing with an elite tag. So I do understand what they, like someone said, why they're trying to bump you to an elite tag now. But just do away with the upper pickups. That shit hurts local softball so bad. In
our area, it actually would help. I think it would. I'm probably going to go against my words a little bit. Getting rid of the elite tag at like C and above would help our program. It would cause more B teams in our area. Because I think some of the C teams would jump up to B to keep those B guys on their team.
B, we don't even know what B is.
Right.
Or only B we know in the South is the ones that pollinate flowers.
Think of, I mean, in the day and age of U-Trip Worlds, you can almost get 4 Worlds out of being a B team.
But I want to say there was 6. I think we did. Somebody looked this up. There was like 64 registered B teams in U-Trip, and only 9 play conference.
Yeah,
that's nationwide. That's nationwide.
Yeah, conferences. I feel like I don't know. I watched the Hit and Sit show. It seemed like conference is getting in a tougher and tougher position. Mm-hmm. I don't think those B teams want to. Their budgets aren't as big, right? And
some of them are.
Some of them can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, they're all over the place. But, I mean, they're also going there and they're getting waxed. Well, like 90% of the B teams are getting just absolutely waxed every weekend.
They're supposed to be doing that Sunday or Saturday GSL drop-down bracket for those B teams. If you go 500 or less, they're doing a drop-down.
They didn't have enough teams for that. Like last year, they didn't even have like that GSL AB because I think 3 teams signed up for it.
Yeah, you guys mentioned earlier about a point system for the players. Conference does a point system based on who they're going to play the following weekend. if you start out slow and you're a B team and you got not enough points, you're playing Resmondo first game. Like that's what you're signing up for, to fly out there to those conference events.
You
got
got
the number one team.
You got to remember, there used to be C conference too. They used to let C teams play in the conference.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and probably.
So what happens when you have a guy that's been playing softball since he was 14 years old after high school basketball?
He's still a virgin, man. He's still a virgin.
Probably 2013 or 14, I think there were C conference teams.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about that.
Evan, you got me all fucking fired up. You had 2 teams in the top 10 of D, and you had 3 teams in the top 10 of E. So I'll shut the fuck up. And you only have 4 teams in Georgia go to D World. So where the fuck are all these players? Like, okay.
Again, we kind of touched on this. we kind of touched on this a little bit when I was on here as a guest, featured guest. But
you were here. I was shit.
We're not doing 3 hours tonight. I only have 30% left of my battery. So that's not happening.
Good.
No, I mean, I'm a big advocate for. Like, I love the things that UTRIP does with as far as – I haven't answered your question. Let me – how I dance around this a little bit. So, like, UTRIP, I love how they do you can keep the records of where you played, who'd you play with, your tournament, your all tournaments, your everything. Like, it's good record keeping. That is why I think UTRIP trumps a little bit ahead of the other associations that we have down here. Unfortunately, WSL is real – I say unfortunately. It's really fortunate. There is a competition because WSL's played in Panama City, and if y'all have never been to Panama City Beach, I mean, it's literally it's a party. It's a party town. Especially, you mentioned earlier about younger guys playing down here. It's because it's a party. Florida's a party. Panama City's a party. Like those kids want to have fun. So you can play the tournament back-to-back weekends. So you essentially go down there and stay a week, and you can do it. So a lot of the teams that go to Panama City usually don't follow up a few weeks later to go to Vieira because it's an extra 4-hour drive. They know that it's not built up like Panama City is. It's just different. Like you guys would fly to Vieira. You're not driving, right?
Fuck no. Well,
Correct.
A couple guys do.
I can drive.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you're in Jacksonville. Shut up.
Yeah, 8 hours in the car is not fun. And if we had teams, I think teams when they start off at the beginning of the season, they need to make it clear that they're going to go to Vieira and buy their plane tickets early, and then they'll be cheap. It'll be like $150 as opposed to waiting last minute and going, oh, okay, let's go, and it's $400 plane ticket. So I think that's
Challenge Cup's in 4 weeks. I still haven't bought my plane ticket, and I'm going.
If you get in a van with 4 guys or an SUV with 4 guys, it's 2 hours of driving each.
I mean, all that makes sense. I understand what you're saying. I am on board with that. Everything you said, I agree with. It's just I don't think a lot of these guys have that same mentality.
You guys don't have weirdos. Like I'm a solo driver. I don't want anybody in my fucking car. Maybe one guy. There's very few people that can. Dustin drove with me to Taunton one time, and that was an hour and a half. And it's like, all right, Corey can ask me to drive him to Nashua 20 minutes away, Evan, and there's no fucking way he's getting my truck.
I had a guy, when I went to Vieira the first year, I went to Space Coast back when they were still using Classic M's. I had a buddy of mine, he's not on here, but his name's AJ Dustart. And he was like, hey, man, you're going to Vieira. We're going to Vieira. Let me ride with you. And we'll take turns driving. He was sawing logs within 2 hours of driving. No help at all. I drove the whole 8 there and the whole 8 back. So
Evan, there's 34 B teams. 9 of them are conference. 25 are B. The last power ranked B team. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's 3 pages. Hold on.
And only seven of those went to B and A Worlds too.
Yeah, 61.
61. So there it is.
There's a B team there's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but some of those could be just pickup teams throughout the year.
Yeah, there's 10 teams that are 0-0.
The B World schedule, I mean, Mike, you said it. It's good that they can play in potential four tournaments, but B World is starting on a Tuesday. You
watched the hit and sit, right?
I did, yeah.
I think when Stroh mentioned something about the tournaments getting changed, that's got to be B Worlds.
The B, you think?
It's got to be.
Sorry, if I wasn't in Germany, guys, I would have been hosting that episode, and we could have had a little more insight.
I think that's what he's talking about. I mean, those guys are taking a week off of work. It's an upper tournament.
But the C, it transitions right into the C, right?
No, the C is after. It goes into the A.
Which is good.
Yeah, that's probably why they do it, so they can play the B and then convince them to stay the weekend and play the A.
Right.
Yeah, I think with this year though, the numbers were so down that they could have probably started that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hot take
or Thursday.
Yeah.
Hot take here. I don't think B should be a conference division, anyways.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to see it. Maybe in
I think it should just be. I think it should just be A and AA and major.
I had some conversations when I was down there during the World Series, and I was talking to some people, and I asked them, like, is Conference B even fucking worth it?
It used to be.
Yeah, but now it's not. Like, it's too fucking much money. You get your shit pushed in every weekend. Like, what? Every once in a while you get beachies that'll do well in a tournament.
But you got rid of a lot of smaller tournaments.
Yeah, I know. This year they're bringing them back.
Right. It seems like like they said on the Hit and Sit, they brought a bunch of the West Coast programs over, or a lot more West Coast tournaments. So interesting to see how that goes. But it didn't seem like there's going to be any major teams going over there. So
I meant to ask you this on the sorry to cut you off. I meant to ask you this when y'all's tournaments up north for your E and D and let's just say C. Do y'all incentivize teams to play up by prize package? Better prize packages?
Here's your last game. Congratulations, you won.
So they don't. So there's no. So that's a problem. I've preached that several times.
Tournament. There's one tournament. There's one Open, the Bologna Open, the Andy Bologna Memorial Open. Did they do it this year?
June 8th. Yeah.
Did they do it this year though? Where they were doing it? Where the highest finishing team in the D class and E class got a paid berth?
I don't know if they did that. I know
2 years ago. So Evan, they did it 2 years ago, but that was the only one.
I know they give out prizes every game, and the entry fee is covered. I know that. It's
an awesome tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, like, they don't do like, okay, if you play C, we'll do, throw in another bat in the prize package, or
there's no bat prize packages ever.
No.
There's not even.
What are y'all giving away?
So what they give away additional points. So for lower teams to play in a D team to play in a C or above tournament, you're going to get double USSSA points for that. So you're going to get better seating at Worlds.
Yeah.
What's your tournament fees down up there?
$350 to $400.
And y'all just playing for points?
Yeah.
What are your tournament fees down there?
If you want to know why softball isn't big in the north, that would probably start there.
Well, liberals, man.
Yeah, dude, we bitch about prize packages, and we're getting. I mean, now that I know this, that's going to definitely be a topic tomorrow. But they give away bats. I mean, you're guaranteed T-shirts most of the time for champions, but bats, money, rings tournaments are huge down here. I hate it. But the younger guys love it, man. They do ring tournaments all the time.
The Firecracker is the only tournament you win bats if you win the Firecracker.
Do you?
But see,
yeah, you get 6 bats if you win the gold.
Okay. Bro, we have
none of them pass anymore.
Yeah.
we had an Easton blowout tournament where they gave away 12 bats for 12 teams entering. 12 tantrums.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they don't do that up north.
See, you can take those bats and turn around and sell them for $150, $200, and you can essentially sponsor your own team because you go on these buy, sell, trade pages, sell the bats, and now you're paying for your next tournament entry.
But here's the other thing. I think this is where the difference is too. So you guys, Georgia's schedule's what?
March starts January to December. There's a tournament this weekend.
Cool. Are they? And I think that's probably it, right? Like, not every tournament's got these big prize packages, right?
No, a lot of them do that I've seen.
Yes, I don't have my computer on me, but I could, dude. I'm telling you, like every weekend.
I'm trying to back you up here, buddy. I'm trying to poke holes through this.
It's different though. I guarantee the rental costs for the fields are slim to none.
Just going to bring that up, yeah. And their complexes, I'm sure they are much better even.
For here,
yeah.
We have one nice complex in the
We have one. one nice place to play.
Valdosta is nicer. Is just as nice as our nice complex.
We played in Valdosta once. When I say we, like there was one tournament in Valdosta this year that teams from up here came down there.
What do you rate that field?
The complex?
Yeah.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
How many fields are there? Like 7?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What? Wait, hold on. There's 7 fields in this one complex in fucking little old fucking shitty Valdosta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd give it there though.
I'd give it an 8.5.
I was gonna say about a 7, 8, somewhere around there.
That would be a 12 in the Northeast.
Dude, y'all got to go to there's a lot of good complexes here. Columbus has its own stadium.
I'm coming down to Columbus next year. I'm making my way down there next year.
Yeah.
They have their own stadium down here in Columbus, Georgia.
The complexes in the South would be 12s in the Northeast. We play on fields in the Northeast that have grass on half the infields.
Do y'all have all right, so you asked me about when does our season start? When does y'all season start? Like when does the snow melt and you guys can literally go play softball?
March 23rd is
end of March, early April.
And that's like brutal. Not like
when does it stop?
November-ish, yeah. Which is also brutal.
So is it
the enjoyable season is really like probably mid to late April to late September, early October.
So what's the hottest y'all get up? Do y'all get like 90s, 100 degrees?
Oh, we get 100 degree,
yeah.
Really? Y'all don't have the humidity though.
I'll stop
it. We do.
Not like you do. Not like you guys.
Yeah,
but it's still humidity.
Man, that makes my heart sad for you guys to have the love for this game, and you guys only get to play for like 4 months.
Well, Evan, if you want to hit BP with me tomorrow, I'm down. I'll fly you up here tomorrow. I will cancel my fucking call.
What is it? 25 degrees.
And tomorrow in Manchester, New Hampshire,
I have family up in Massachusetts actually.
Tomorrow we're going to be a high of 40. But if we can't work tomorrow, we can make it work Thursday. Thursday is going to be a little brighter, less chance of precipitation. It's going to be a high of 34. So, those bats are going to be shattered. So we're swinging wood, buddy.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That is terrible.
It is, and I do think that is the biggest difference, really, between. I mean, look in baseball. Look at college ball. Look where they're drafting players from. They will draft pitchers from the Northeast primarily. Position players will get drafted from here, but they typically are looking at pitchers because their arms don't have as much wear as you fuckers down south. But like, man, y'all just got it good down there. You eat well, you play ball in good fields, like it's nice.
It makes me realize how spoiled we are when I hear you say this. Like seriously, I don't think like that, but now that I see you say it.
I've been in Florida for 7 months, and just being able to drive an hour and a half every Saturday and playing in a tournament is awesome.
Where do you play? Lake City?
Stop saying how long you've been in Florida so we can potentially get you in Connecticut Challenge Cup.
They won't. They already told me no.
I know. We're still working on it behind the scenes.
Denied.
I didn't get to play because I was supposed to work Saturday. I went and hung out with my buddies because they filled my spot in the team. But that place was beautiful. That place was beautiful.
If you're living in the South, you got to start. You got to find a job where you don't work on Saturdays, bro.
Well, I'm just starting. A
lot of roofers and pest controls and things like that around here where we don't work on Saturdays, man.
Yeah.
Hey, mailman, we know a guy that's in pest control if you need a hookup. Evan, you've been stirring the pot a little bit this week. What's been going on? You got a little bee in your bonnet? You got a little fucking little sand in your grundle? What's happening? You've been having some fun this week.
I try to have fun every day, man. It's hard to create content every day. Sometimes this shit writes itself sometimes, man.
You fucking calling out people fucking at the field and shit.
Bro, that mooch shit was hilarious.
I missed it. I saw it, and this is when I was in Germany. I missed a lot of it.
Bro, I was dying laughing.
Somebody sent me screenshots. 2 hours.
That day and the next day.
No comment on that right now, man. No comment on that, man.
Oh, listen, it's great to have you in the comments, and like we said, love what you do. It's good to have you. You know what? We might just send you a link every once in a while when we're all fired up and having fun.
Yeah, man. Where's Coco at?
He couldn't make us tonight. He had something. He had some family related issues to deal with tonight, so he's off for tonight. Yeah, so he'll be back.
I liked him. He was sitting there just like Last time I was just sitting there, just holding the microphone like this with his mustache, just throwing in one-liners and shit every now and then. I was like, I like him, man.
Coco always reminds me of what you are hoping for in the female version of what you're hoping for on the other side of a glory hole. Just ready and willing to accept the microphone at any time.
I'll be honest, man. I hope I never have to go to a glory hole, and if I do, I hope that's not what's waiting for me on the other side.
Listen, Evan, we've got a prototype ready for you. It's called the Milking Glory. It is a prototype that we've come up with. It is a combination milking table and glory hole. So whenever you want to have anonymous sex or be milked, you're ready to go. And we've been creating this over the last 2.5 years on the podcast here. It's really starting to take legs. Maybe
Completely
you can be
verbal.
our first tester.
Completely.
There may be a patent out for it, allegedly.
Patent pending.
Oh, yeah, patent pending. So, no. Well, listen, man, good to see you again. How are things down in Georgia? Where are you playing this weekend?
We were supposed to actually put a team on the field this weekend, but everybody's got Christmas parties. I got a work Christmas party I got to go to. It's just not going to work out, but so nowhere this weekend, actually. I'll be at Top Golf playing
I think it's
golf.
supposed to rain this weekend too.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you guys from the south and your fucking.
Dude, we have in January we have what's called Ironman tournaments where they do 5-game guarantees for the first 4 weekends in January. So
I'm supposed to be coming to Georgia in February for that county tournament.
Which tournament?
The county tournament. And what's the turf?
Jesse Marks is throwing it.
I think it's in Dublin. Is that?
Yeah, that's south for me. That's south. Yeah, they're supposed to be doing like zip codes or something. Like you build a team based on the zip code.
Yeah,
you can be any class, right?
Yeah,
that's a hell of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So you're playing Ironman tournament. You're going to play. You potentially are going to play more games in the month of February with those 5-game guarantees than in January. Then some teams up here will play all year.
Yeah, that's 20 games at least minimum. That's just the 5-game guarantee. That's not even including if you win the bitch. You know, like you play 3 or 4 more after that. So you're talking 30 games in January potentially.
Yeah, there's definitely there's teams up here that won't play that many games in a fucking season.
That makes my heart cry. It's really sad. Well, I'm serious. That's really depressing. I mean, because softball is so addicting, and you guys are so limited with what y'all can do with that.
You know, the good thing is, I don't know what it's like down there. I'm sure it's probably the same. You know, I don't know how, with the Adderall shortage, like, I don't know if we could keep up with that long of a schedule.
Oh,
no Adderall shortage. You better believe that.
I had a friend at work being like, "Oh, she's on whatever the time released ones," and I'm like, "I can't get you time released ones, but if you need some, I know plenty of guys that could ship them out to you real quick."
Dude, I've never taken one, but I've seen people on them, and it makes me not want to take one.
I'm not allowed to. The wife says your heart's. No, we're not testing that.
I don't think that's a big boy drug we should be trying to take, Our heart's already overworked as it is, you know what I'm saying?
I know. But the one back in college was a lot of fun. So, well, anyway, listen, Evan, have a great one. Have a Merry Christmas if we don't catch up with you before Christmas, and we'll catch up with you soon, I'm sure.
Cool, man. I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, see you, bud. Thanks.
See you later.
Good old Evan Hardy from Softball Uncensored. If you're not part of that group yet, head on over to Facebook.
I don't know. I guess we're going to always get outvoted that they think that people could do the Challenge Cup rules in their areas. Dustin,
I don't know.
Would your teams the last 3 years be an upper or a lower team depending on the guys that were on the team? If I would say
I would still be a C player.
No, saying like with your B guys, would you play B for your B guys?
I mean, I'm one of them.
Right.
But like this is exactly what it would have been like. The only reason I played B is because we added J Rich and Wally, who are A. So that would have never happened.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like that take.
I mean, I would say that Hummer and them would have played B if they had to choose between C and B to keep the guys on the team, to keep the team together.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
But and I mean, I think what doing that might do is just like kind of water it down at the world level. Obviously, like the teams in those divisions are going to get worse.
Yeah,
most likely. But I guess it's more accessible. When teams get worse at B and C, it's more accessible for D and C teams to move up.
Yeah, I just think it would be hard to choose if you're going to play up or you're going to play down, or not down or play at your level.
It's not hard.
But then with that though, like the reclass process gets
real hard.
Everything is relying on that reclass.
Yeah.
I mean, it already, like, a lot of stuff does already, but now you're saying like what team class you're going to play is based on that reclass now.
Because now you're really, I don't know. I like it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's tough. You're not going to do it. Like, it's not going to move there. I love the thought process of it, but man, it really does thin out the pools.
Yeah, it does.
So, all right. Well, listen, everybody, appreciate you tuning in tonight. We will see you next week. I don't know what we're doing yet. We'll probably bring on a guest. Bring on a guest next week.
I might have a good announcement for next week. Hopefully.
Well, finally,
it's in production.
Oh, baby.
Let's go.
Uh-huh.
Hey, have a great.
Go ahead.
No, go. You go.
I'm supposed to hear tonight if I can release it next week. So.
Oh, live on the pod too. Are we going to release it live on the pod? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's do it live on the pod. Big announcement. Let's go. Have a night. We're growing. We're getting big. Enjoy your week, everybody. We'll see you next. Fucking great. I'm not trying to call y'all cunts, but see you next Tuesday.
Let's get